Hello, happy gardeners. Welcome back to Stinky Ditch Nursery. We got James on camera again. Say hello, James.
Hello, you alright?
And today, you say all right, son, don't you? That's nice, that's nice. Today we are talking about another use for your homemade compost. This is the gold dust. Look at it, James, look at it. Once people get into it, I've made this out of household waste. Refer to my other videos if you want to know how to make it. It takes about a year. Or if you're lucky, you can do it in a few months. But have a look at the video, you'll understand what I mean. Anyway, once you've got the stuff, what do you do with it? Well, we can turn it into a potting mix. This means you do not have to go to the garden centre every year and buy bags full of compost. You don't need to do this. You can make your own. It's perfectly easy to do. So once you've got your, and when I refer to composting, compost a mix to put your plants in. I know it can be confusing, just bear with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our compost from the compost bin, about a third of it, pop that there like that, and then topsoil from the garden. James, if you spin in a little bit, this is just topsoil from the garden, and I've given it a bit of a sieve. Show the people the sieve. I've given it a bit of a sieve to get all the big lumps out of it and any nasty grubs in there or anything. So we're going to put about a third of that in there. And then just some sand. The grittier the better. I haven't got much here and it's quite a fine sand. But ideally I'd be wanting to put about a third in again. But it doesn't really matter, that's the whole point. And then what we do is we mix it. And we take out the bits and we mix it and mix it and mix it until it all looks the same colour. And then it's thoroughly mixed. There we go. Jamesy, sit down again. So there we have our potting mix. Now, what are you smiling for? You just smile.
Yeah, I just
smile. No, you're allowed to smile. Actually, show the people that lovely flower that you just saw, the equinox.
Right, yeah.
Show them that. The frame. What's it smell like, James? They're gorgeous, aren't they?
It's really nice.
Absolutely gorgeous. And just show them where it's growing. It's just growing out of the floor in the nursery. These are such tough plants. They work really well to cut flowers as well. Anyway, that's enough of a distraction. Back to our potting mix. Now we've made our potting mix from our homemade compost. From, okay, we'll have had to have got the sand from somewhere. I hadn't thought about that one. We'll work that one out. And we've also got some topsoil from our garden, or indeed you could buy some topsoil from the shop. And what we're going to do with it is we are going to pot up this little sad-looking fern. James, spin in. Now, this little fern, he's been sat in this pot for quite some time. They really don't mind a bit of neglect, but he's getting us a few brown leaves on it, and it's still in its growing season. You can see those little fronds coming up here. And also underneath here, the leaves, I haven't got my gloss on. Let me put my gloss on. This is how they reproduce, James. Look, underneath, see all those little brown spots?
Oh, what, yeah?
Yeah, and I collected some of these earlier in the year, and we're going to do a video next week about how to propagate ferns. So that'll be interesting. So anyway, what we do is we just get our plant like that, any nasty leaves, we just cut them off. It's really that easy. Even if you cut your fern right the way back, it will still come back. It will still come back so long as you've been looking after it properly. There we go. So we've cut off all those nasty leaves, and now we're going to get a pot. I'll just try to load it around. There we are. Pop a little bit of soil in there. Pop the thing in the pot. Leave it in its pot, just to get that base level. And we pop it in like this. James, if you spin in a little bit, I want to show something. So we can see where our level of the fern is, and we want that to be about 1 inch below the top of the pot. We want to have a gap between the top of the pot and the soil surface so that water can sit on it so it can sink down. If we fill it right the way up to the top, water will just run off and we'll never get any water down to the poor thing. So we just pop them out of the pot like that. Here's a little bit of root bound, so we'll give them a bit of a tease around the outside like this. This allows the roots to start sort of spinning off into all the different directions they want. And because we've got a little worm in there, I'll put them outside in a minute. Because we've got the nutrition from the compost, our homemade compost in here, this will feed the plant for many months, and then we can give it a top dressing like I did in the last video. And there we are, all done. As with all plants, I better do it on camera just to show we do it. As with all plants, once you pot them up, give them a good old, watering. Where is it? There.
There you go.
Someone's been playing with my hose. There we are, so I'll give them that a top up, let that water run through, and there we are, that's it done. I can go in a nice shady place. One of those corners of the garden where not a lot of things grow. If you've got a patio or something on the north facing wall, ferns, a lovely bit of greenery if you want it there. Anyway, this has been Robbie Phoenix and James on camera, who's doing very well, actually. I'm very impressed. It's the generation that have grown up with cameras. That's what it's all about, James, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give it to an oldie, crikey. Oh, it takes ages. Thank you for watching.